That's pretty much how it is right now. But dude, let's cut all the bullshit, man. Seriously, you saw Solo, right?
Yes.
We talking all in, right?
Well, all in.
Spoilers, all that shit, right?
Sure.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Kira is Rey's father. She is Rey's father. Wait, I'm sorry. Let me backtrack. Kira is Rey's mother. Oh, that Bud Light Orange. Fuck you. Dude, she totally is. She totally is.
Oh, God.
Oh, yo, she is. She is.
I don't think so.
Well, let me ask you a question. You don't think so, or you think she can't be?
I think that we don't need everybody to be related to each other in Star Wars.
I absolutely agree with you there. But that being said, this is a brand new character they're introducing in a movie we don't need, right? A lot of us don't want. I personally didn't care about this movie. Like, I didn't want to see it. Like, this wasn't, I need to see a Han Solo origin movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I really didn't care about that shit. But being that we did get it, and being that we were introduced to new characters, dude, there is a fucking moment in this movie where I'm like, oh shit, they literally just gave you the fucking visual clue. And I'm like, that's it. She's her mother. They just it's so subtle. And if you're not like a fanatic like us, me, you probably won't understand it. But I'm telling you right now, I honestly believe 100%. Kira turns out to be Rey's mother. She is of pretty much the same age as Han Solo. Rey is what, like a year younger than Kylo? Maybe they're the same age.
I don't know what their canonical ages are, but
they can't be that far apart. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
No more than, I would say, 3-4 years. Maybe even 5, but no more than that.
Mm-hmm.
She could technically still get that libido up, because that just means that Princess Leia, even though Han Solo was like, what, in his 30s when we meet him in A New Hope?
Yeah, he's like 35.
And Princess Leia's 19?
Mm-hmm.
So, wow, he's a fucking wow. Han Solo's a scumbag, bro. He really is a scoundrel.
He's legal.
I don't hear that shit. He's a scoundrel, man. Shit. But even still, she can technically be Rey's mother. I'm going to tell you right now. And we're going right into it, the main fucking thing. This is probably my favorite part of the whole movie, because at the end of the day, again, I still felt like this movie was unnecessary. It's a cool movie. But to me personally, you could have put anybody in that title role and it would have still worked. Yeah. I never felt Han Solo. I just never felt Han Solo. I just did not. He could have played Dash Rendar and I would have been like, yeah, that's dope. But as far as Han Solo goes, and I just didn't care. I didn't feel it. This kid could have been any generic person in the Star Wars universe, and the movie still would have been cool, if not better, because it didn't have to rely on the Han Solo name. This is what I think Disney has a problem with. They got to stop bringing these characters that we do love. Stop banking on names, man. Bank on talent, story. Bank on something different. I mean, I don't know, but before I get into the whole Kira's mom situation and where I got that from, what did you think overall of this movie?
It was overall pretty good. I kind of agree with you that I didn't really feel Han Solo, but I felt like it was like proto Han Solo, if that makes sense. You know, like I could see this character where we saw him in Solo turning into Harrison Ford, more or less. You know, give it a few years, given him being burned a few times and being a little bit more jaded and not so happy-go-lucky. I could totally see it. But yeah, like, I mean, we've both been very vocal about, like, this not being a necessary movie or a movie that we needed to see, but I was happy with it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was an enjoyable story. And at the end of the day, I left the theater with a smile on my face, and that's really the most I can ask for, especially considering this is immediately following The Last Jedi, where I didn't really leave the theater with a smile on my face.
Neither did I.
It's not to say that I hated Last Jedi, but it's probably my least favorite Star Wars movie. And this is probably, Solo, I feel like, is firmly in the middle. It's not the best by any stretch. It's not breaking any new grounds or anything, but it's a fun movie. I think, aside from the fan service title character, and Han and Chewie and Lando,
Ooh, Lando.
It's the epitome of what I would like a Star Wars story to be.
Yes.
It really captures just like a feel of the galaxy that we haven't really explored before. We've known about the seedy underbelly of the galaxy of mercenaries and scoundrels and marauders and thieves and pirates, and finally we get a movie that's kind of exploring it, and that's pretty cool.
I agree.
And it's not really connected too much, apart from, even with the Han Solo title, it's really not connected to much. It doesn't have any big revelations of the future of the franchise, or plant any seeds, in my opinion, for where it's going to go. But it takes place firmly in the middle of the canon of the lore, and it just has fun with it and explores things that we haven't explored before, and I dig it.
I ain't mad at that at all. I feel the same way. Personally, you could take a Star Wars story out of the title, and this could be in any this could be in any given space movie.
Mm-hmm.
And because think about it, honestly, I've never seen like a space heist film like this before. What it has going for it is the brand recognition, Star Wars.
Yeah.
But yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I like this movie. I did like this movie. I don't think that I felt Han Solo in this movie, but I do. I like what you said about the proto Han. I like that. Yeah, this is not Harrison Ford yet. Gotcha. There were things there that did remind me, but outside of that, like I said, this could have been in any person in the entire Star Wars universe, created brand new. Just say, hey, it's, again, I'm going to use Dash Rendar as an example because I like Dash Rendar. Dash Rendar's story. He has a Wookiee co-pilot, all that stuff, and it works. So I enjoyed that. But, oh, fuck, let me tell you real quick. We're going to jump real quick into Lando Calrissian, because when this dude comes on screen, right? And bear with me because I keep calling him Childish Gambino, and I know that's not Donald Glover.
I mean, it's 6 to 1. They're
Yeah. Dude, as soon as he spoke his first line, I said, wait a minute. I looked at my boy who was sitting next to my boy. I said, yo, did he eat Billy D. Williams? And is like using his soul? Like, what the fuck? It was so spot on. Like, that was so good, man. Lando had me in tears. And tears of joy. Not because he was funny, don't get me wrong. But tears of joy because it was like, that's Lando Calrissian. Holy shit. And again, I'm not looking for Han Solo to be an imitation of Harrison Ford's Han Solo. I get that. But holy shit, what we got with this Lando was an already established character. That's Lando. He's established, and that's who he's going to be for the rest of his life. I loved him. I absolutely loved him. Even the weird droid love thing. That was weird, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? Lobot. That's all I got to say. Empire Strikes Back. Go look it up.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. Sometimes I felt like Donald Glover's acting was maybe a little bit too forced of being kind of channeling Billy D, but overall, yeah, you're totally right. He was spot on. He was Lando, and you got that impression from the first time you saw him, and he carried it all the way throughout the movie. He kind of made it his own, I guess. I don't think he added a little bit more depth to the character of Lando, but yeah, I've said from the beginning, that Donald Glover was an excellent casting choice, and I'm not even that big of a fan of the dude. I mean, he's all right, but I'm not as big a fan as a lot of people are, but
Right.
like he was a damn good choice for this movie.
Yeah.
And he really, I think he carried a lot of the movie. He made the movie a lot better. He added to it. He made it worthwhile.
He did. So did Woody Harrelson. I love Woody Harrelson. I like Woody Harrelson's crew in the beginning. Danny Newton, Jon Favreau as the little guy, who I loved.
Yeah.
Especially when he was saying Wookie. I fucking love that guy so much. I was sad. Again, spoiler review, but man, it did hit me hard when he died. I was like, oh man, I would have loved to see this guy going through this movie because he's so fun and chill. Like, I love this guy. I had no idea that was Jon Favreau until like afterwards. I was like, holy shit, that's right. He was in this movie.
I recognized the voice, but I just could not place it.
Okay, yeah. See, and I was trying to pinpoint, but I was just so caught up with that character. I was like, I love this guy. It wasn't until the end. I was like, oh shit, Jon Favreau, that's right. He did do lines. Lines for the movie. Not cocaine lines. Lines for the movie. But, so I like that. I was actually shocked, though, that the way it all went down. Thandie Newton's character getting blown up, because I love me some Thandie Newton. I love her. So I was shocked at that, but I got it. I loved Woody Harrelson in this, even though that ending was so predictable. I mean, like, come on, who didn't see that coming?
Mm-hmm.
But I did like the reverse swerve they did there, where Han Solo actually did have that, whatever, the ore or whatever, the unobtainium avatar, I'm looking at you, whatever it was that they were using as the MacGuffin.
Yeah, it was the hyperspace fuel.
Yeah, I did like that swerve. It was like... Dude, I had no idea, though, Paul Bettany was in this movie. I honestly... He comes on screen, right? I go to my boy again, I go, oh, shit, is that Vision? He's like, is that Vision? And he's like, yeah, dude. I'm like, holy crap. I had no clue he was in this movie. He's in the movie for about 10 minutes total. I dug him. A lot. I gotta be honest. I dug him a lot. But I like him as Vision more. I'm just saying, the Infinity War is still stuck in my head, and I love the character of Vision in those movies. So it was hard for me to see him as this villain and shit, even though he was doing a great fucking job. And he comes across real menacing at times in this movie, too. So I enjoyed that.
Honestly, I felt like he kind of played just generic Bond villain, bad guy, number 19.
Absolutely. I totally get you on that. I do. But I don't know. I agree. He's not a memorable villain at all, especially in Star Wars. But I don't think he was meant to be. That's just my personal take.
Well, he was part of the reshoots. From what I was reading, there was that one actor who was part of the original cut, and they wanted to bring him back, but he couldn't because of scheduling conflicts, so his role was kind of X'd out, and so Paul Bettany was brought in to kind of fill that role. And from what I was reading, he was like, some crime boss who was like a combination of like half lion, half man sort of thing, or a really cool new alien.
Oh.
And that would have been interesting, I think. Not like a centaur or anything like that, not like lion tar, but had like animalistic features instead of just like weird scars.
Yeah, I got you on that. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, either one. I take Paul Bettany or that half man, half lion thing over that stupid worm woman. Ugh. That killed me. I was like, what the hell is this? I hated that thing.
I had an interesting theater experience.
Oh, you had one of those again?
Yes.
Talk to me.
Because I'm prone to having those.
I know.
Probably my fifth or sixth one in the last 2 years.
You're gonna have the perfect theater experience when you go see Jurassic World 2.
I'd be so mad. So the theater, we saw it on the monster screen at my local theater, and they didn't format the screen or the projector correctly. So, I know this is, solely audio, but do like this. Can you actually see me?
I see you.
Okay, so like say this. I'm doing the like director kind of thing with my hands. So say this is the screen.
Uh-huh.
Right. We were seeing about that much.
Wait. It cut off the movie, or it shrunk the movie?
It cut off the movie. We like the frame was like downsized drastically. So like
the whole movie,
kind of pre-opening, like not like an opening crawl, but like the opening kind of narration almost. I don't know how to opening text.
Yes, opening text.
We saw like only the first middle words, and probably the first 20 minutes of the movie played like that. So when like Solo came up on the screen and like flashed towards the camera, we saw just like the bottom half of it.
Oh shit.
And we were seeing just a drastically reduced frame. Like all of the wide shots looked like close-ups. All of the close-ups looked like just like really close-up, like really big close-ups. When there was just two actors talking, it was just you could only see their chests, which wasn't a bad thing when Emilia Clarke was talking, but it was annoying overall. And then they just kind of cut the movie, and just the screen went black, and they just like, all right, we're fixing it. And it took about 10 or 15 minutes, and then they tried to start it from the beginning, and it was like, oh, this is close enough, I guess. And then we thought we were just going to rewatch the first like opening scene. They cut off when just as they were trying to pass through like the airport or whatever the fuck it was,
right?
The checkpoint,
the spaceport, right?
Yeah. And then they just kind of cut back to that point. So I mostly missed a lot of the worm lady stuff.
Okay.
And there's a big chase scene where Han and Kira is getting chased by the gang basically, and the enforcer alien dude who was chasing them with the alien dogs. He's speaking in another language, and I leaned over to my friend like, I wonder if there's going to be subtitles for what they're saying, because we knew we weren't seeing the whole picture.
Right.
And cut back to when they fixed it. Yeah, there were subtitles, so I had no idea what this dude was saying the whole time. Yeah, that was kind of frustrating, but it was only temporary, and they fixed it, so it was...
I don't know, man. 20 minutes of missing footage, I would demand, like, free popcorn on your next trip. Something.
I might.
Seriously. Well, then, you didn't miss much, but I'll tell you where you did catch up at.
I saw it. I heard everything.
Right.
I didn't get a lot of the visual cues. I didn't really fully understand what was going on, and I was only paying so much attention because I was like, is anybody going to fucking fix this? Because that was the prevailing thought in my mind. Like, I couldn't really focus on the movie too much because I know I wasn't getting the whole thing.
Oh, dude, I felt the same way. Seriously. Like, what are we doing here? This is terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll tell you right now, speaking of terrible, the moment in that movie that I absolutely hated the fucking most, 20 minutes into that movie, I was like, I'm ready to leave. Like, that's how mad this shit got me. And yeah, you say what you will. If this gets uploaded and y'all can hear me, because we've been having technical difficulties for the past several months, but if you can hear me here, and you can say what you want, G1, you're a crybaby. I don't give a fuck. The worst part of this entire movie is how he got his fucking name. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Oh my god. I hated it too.
That is the worst thing in the world. No. His name is Han fucking Solo. That's his name.
That's his given name. It's not like some assigned...
Imperial dude.
Yeah,
That shit was the fucking worst. That made me so fucking mad. Like, I was legit pissed off. There was a dude to my left who I didn't know who he was. He was a cool guy though. He just hung out. We were sitting in one of those lavish theaters and shit where the seats recline. You could drink beer and wine and all that shit. This dude had a pizza and a fucking little cup of wine. I'm sitting there with my big ass tub of popcorn and my giant cherry Coke. Everybody else is reclined. I can't sit in a theater like that. I'll fall asleep. So I got my feet is on the ground. And that shit happened. I slapped the fucking shit out of myself. Like one of those big long, just like right on the top of the fucking forehead and bring my hand all the way down. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I was so fucking mad. That's not how you do this shit, man. That is not, like, that really, and what really pissed me off is this is Lawrence Kasdan. He's written great Star Wars movies. He wanted to tell this story. Dude, you do not say, what's your clan name? Oh, I don't run with clan but myself. Han Solo. No.
I wonder if he actually wrote that, or if that's something that
his son wrote?
Put in,
nah.
or if that was something that survived from Lord and Miller.
No. There's no fucking way. Listen to me. There's no way Ron Howard does that, because Ron Howard is a product of the 80s. Like, we were talking about this, a couple of months ago on some podcast. I think we were talking about how Ron Howard is taking over Star Wars, and we felt actually good about it because he is, like, that's fucking Ron Howard, all right? 60s, 70s, happy days, 80s, 90s, like, he makes good movies. Like, he's a product of the 80s. He's in that league with, like, a Spielberg and Zemeckis and shit. Like, that's at their own table. He would not disrespect this like that. I don't think he would. The other two dudes are Lord and Miller. Maybe, but I can't see that staying in the final cut. This had to be from Lawrence Kasdan. If not him, his son. And if it was his son, then Lawrence Kasdan is a bad parent. He's a bad parent. He needs to slap the shit out of his son for that one. And no disrespect to this son. You know what I'm saying? They still told a really cool tale and shit. I don't hate this movie at all. That particular scene, though, absolutely hate it. Yeah. One of the worst things in Star Wars I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was truly the unforgivable thing about this movie. And, that being said, I did like it, and, I fully embraced this movie, except for that part.
Right. There was another scene and sequence that kind of like, I was like, come on, for real? That really kind of pissed me off. And it was the beast scene when Han meets Chewie for the first time. Not the way they met. Cause at first I was like, oh, I don't know if I like it like this. But then I kind of was like, no, you know what? This is actually cool. I get it. How else would they do it? He does meet him as a prisoner. So I could totally buy into this, we got to feed the beast thing. And they feed him Han. What I didn't like about that scene, though, by the way, real quick, before I say that, Chewie looked phenomenal. That dirty, muddy, clumped up, soiled fur Chewie is a scary fucking sight to behold. That is what Sasquatch looks like, ladies and gentlemen. Legit, that is what Sasquatch looks like. That shit was fucking frightening. I love that. What I did not like about this scene is Han Solo became fucking invulnerable to everything. Chewie decimated this dude. He threw him through the fucking pole, through a wall, and all this shit. And Han Solo was just like, wait, I speak Wookiee. Oh, come on, man.
I thought that was, like, you're not complaining about the thing I thought you were going to complain about.
Well, I want to hear. What you think I was going to complain about?
I don't like him, Han Solo, Wookiee.
I didn't like that either.
Slapstick bullshit that we didn't need.
I didn't like that either. I honestly didn't like that either. That whole that was stupid.
Like we've had entire 10 movies now, 8 movies, or 9 movies, and 2 canon TV shows where there's basic, and then there's other languages, and people can understand who don't speak those languages can kind of understand them without and communicate by not speaking their language. You know what I'm saying? Like it's never reduced to somebody trying to badly speak another alien language. It's like, well, yeah, Leia doesn't understand Chewie in A New Hope, but Han doesn't have a problem communicating You know, it's not because he speaks Wookiee. It's just because they have a. It's like I don't know, but I don't know how to word it. But I thought that scene was just dumb and just in there for pure comedy's sake.
That might have been a Lord and Miller leftover. Like I could see that being a leftover from Lord and Miller. I agree with you. I didn't like that at all. Especially for the fact that Revenge of the Sith is the prequel to the Solo movie, and there's Yoda with Chewbacca talking basic. Come on, man. That was a little disrespectful. But, I mean, on the flip side of that, though, it's how could he gain his trust? Because here's the thing. He can understand Wookiee, and I can't believe I'm about to defend this shit, but he can understand Wookiee, right? But how would he gain his trust enough not to be killed? Because I'm pretty sure there's other people that can understand Wookiee. Not droids, people, you know? So maybe, again, I do agree with you. It was a stupid thing. I really wish it was, to me, it was unnecessary. That whole, nah. But I guess to gain his trust, he's like, I can speak your language. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. But still on the flip side of that, I'm sticking with the guns. And with, like you, I did not like that. But I really didn't like the fact that he was getting his ass whooped and it was like nothing happened. I was really pissed off. And Han Solo, Jedi Master. Get the fuck out of here. No, let me phrase that. Han, Jedi Master, because his name's not even Solo. That is stupid. That is stupid. I fucking hate it. But, you know, never mind. Never mind that. Other than that, though, again, I did like that scene. I absolutely loved the way Chewie looked in that scene. It, again, scared the fuck out of me. That's what Sasquatch looks like. I said it before, I say it again. And, yeah, I can totally see that's how they get together and you know, get on this ship that, you know, basically buy Woody Harrelson's trust in that moment. Oh, shit, this kid is, you know, he's feisty. He's got spunk. He's got heart. Let's get him in.
That scene and that planet raised one question to me that like was never really addressed.
What planet?
Like,
What planet?
They're clearly in like some kind of conflict.
Yeah.
You know, they're for like, you know, soldiers on the front lines for the Empire, but they're, you know, they're basic infantry, but they're not stormtroopers. And Han Solo was kicked out of the academy, but he's still working for the Empire somehow as some like lower than a stormtrooper infantry. Like that makes no sense to me.
I feel you on that. I think he kind of goes into it. I'm not sure if he makes a passing comment to the fact that, like you said, he got kicked out of the let's say the Air Force of the Imperials of the Empire. He got kicked out of the Air Force, and then he became like a grunt for the military, regardless. One of those things that Star Wars purists, and you know this, they like to say is, well, there's so many different aspects to the Imperial Army. We haven't seen it all. This is where Rogue One can get away with bringing in those advanced X-Wings, TIE fighters. We get new infantry troops in this movie, those mud troopers and shit in that planet, for instance, which I didn't know. I found out later on. That planet was actually the planet from the very first Star Wars spinoff, Splinter of the Mind's Eye. That planet is in that book, so I thought that was a nice little homage. Real quick, I want to talk about that too. I went crazy for this movie when they were doing the extreme fan services, okay? And there's a bunch. The big one we're going to get to, but there's a bunch, and I want to know from you personally, and I'm going to say, okay, I got that too, but I want to know what you picked up as far as fan service goes in this movie. What were some of the things that you were like, oh, that's pretty fucking slick, that you knew, but nobody else would, because you know your Star Wars?
Well, I haven't been calling it fan service just because I thought it was so well done.
Okay.
That I've just been calling it Easter eggs.
Okay, let's call it that. Mine are eggs.
Like, fan service to me is like, ooh, look at what we have. You know, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. This is like a lot of, you know, subtle kind of things that, you know, is for the diehard fans.
You're right. Subtle is the key word there because it's done so seamlessly.
Mm-hmm. You probably picked up on a lot more than I did because only a couple are standing, 3 or 4 are standing out to me right now. But I really liked the. I think Kira at some point name drops Felucia from.
Yes, she does.
From episode 3, I thought that was a nice little prequel callback. They also mention.
By the way, real quick, let's just throw this out there. Felucia is the planet that Jedi Master Aayla Secura, the Twilight died on.
Yep. They also mentioned the tropical planet from Rogue One.
Yes, they did. They mentioned Scarif.
Scarif, yes, that's it. But I also liked that the one that really got me excited was when I think it was Lando.
It was Lando.
To Woody Harrelson.
Yes.
Mentioning like you killed Aira Singh, right?
Yes.
Fuck.
Dude.
All right, this guy's a legitimate badass.
Yes. And he was like, I didn't technically kill her. I pushed her. She fell off a cliff.
The fall that killed her.
The fall that killed her. Dude, yes, that one. I was like, fucking dope. And nobody got that. Everybody, I went with like 12 people. Nobody knows their shit like I do. I was mad at that. I was, come on, y'all don't get it. Maybe one person would have gotten it, but he didn't even get it. He didn't get that reference. But I love that name drop.
On one hand, I'm sad that they killed one of my favorite bounty hunters. That she's canonically dead.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's like, fuck, some like legit canon, aside from her like one shot in episode 1, she's like officially in Star Wars now. She's
the pod race.
in the ether. But and aside from that one shot in the pod race scene and her several episodes in Clone Wars.
And she's featured heavily in the comics. In like the Clone War comics, yep. Dark Horse?
Well, she is, but I don't think those are technically canon.
Well, let's just keep them close. Let's play those close to the chest because those are some good stories too. That's the thing. Like with those canon books, we're going way off. But ladies and gentlemen, again, this is the Force Awakenings. We haven't done one of these podcasts in a long time, so just bear with us and enjoy the ride. In those old school Dark Horse Clone Wars comics. Those are really good. And they borrowed some elements from those books and put it into the Clone Wars series. So, I personally, even though they said that none of that shit that came before, whenever they signed that contract, counts anymore, I still personally like to look at those as companion pieces in different stories because you can't tell everything you want to tell in the cartoon series, in the Clone Wars cartoon. You're going to follow a basic beat story path, but we can, with those Clone Wars books, we can get those offset adventures that I loved. Aura Singh, fucking Asajj Ventress. There's another bounty hunter. I forgot his fucking name. Dirge. I loved fucking Dirge. The way they do that character was dope, and he came from Dark Horse. So things like that, I like to look at those as companion pieces and not just thrown out of continuity because. Again, there's so many stories. This was a war that lasted for, several years. There's so many stories to be told, and we couldn't get it all in just the Clone Wars. So I'm going to keep those. I play those close to the chest. But the Aura Singh name drop, I fucking loved. I loved it.
Well, let's get back on track. And what were some that you noticed that I might have missed?
The number one that nobody fucking got. But, I mean, let me rephrase that. Nobody got in my circle of friends. Because I know a lot of people have probably picked that one up. When Kira, when they're on Kessel and the door closes and she fights that dude, that you really don't see the fight, right? But you see like the cape. And then the droid is like, whoa, what the hell was that? And she goes, that was Teräs Käsi. Or some shit like that. And I'm like, what? Because that was the PlayStation game, Masters of Teräs Käsi, or whatever the hell it's called. The fighting game that is like one of the worst Star Wars games ever made. You go on YouTube, look that shit up. Best and worst Star Wars games. Masters of Teräs Käsi is up there. I can't, Kasai, whatever it's called. But when she dropped that, that was one of those deep cuts that I was like, yeah, take my money. I was loving that shit. I fucking love it. Because in canon, it is a form of martial art. So I just love that. I really did dig that name drop. Then there was like the obvious ones. They name dropped Bosk. Lando. Yeah, they did. Bosk gets name dropped in there, and I forgot where. But he gets name dropped. Then you have Woody Harrelson looking like Lando Calrissian in Return of the Jedi at Jabba's Palace. Yeah. That was another one. At the end of the movie when that cool-ass bounty hunter guy turns out to be a young girl.
The Marauder.
The Marauder, right. First off, I thought that was going to be Woody Harrelson's like daughter with Andy Newman, right? I was like, oh. And then it didn't. Nothing came of that. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should have been quiet.
Just some really badass kid.
Yeah, she's like some random chick. But when they took their helmets off, one of the dudes back there, one of the alien dudes, I was like, wait a minute. Is that the same dude that runs with Saw Gerrera in Rogue One? The one that was bringing Bodhi to Saw Gerrera? Because it looks exactly like him. Like, that's the exact same design. I don't know if the race is like that or if it's him. So that was one of the questions I have. Like, is that the same dude? Because we know what the Hutts look like, right? We know what oh my God, why can't I think? Bib Fortuna and Ayla Secura. What are they fucking called again? I just said
Twi'leks.
The Twi'leks. We know what the Twi'leks look like. We know what certain alien races look like, but that dude was distinct. That shit, it looked like a techno-union mask and shit, like a breathing apparatus, but that's exactly the same design as what we saw in Rogue One. So I was like, oh shit, is that supposed to be him? Because if so, that's cool, because again, this movie takes place years before Rogue One and A New Hope. A decade, if not. So
yeah, probably somewhere around then.
Right? So I was like, man, that'd be cool. You know, I like that idea because technically he's a freedom fighter in Han Solo, and technically he's a freedom fighter because that's what Saw Gerrera is. So those were the things that stood out to me that I was definitely digging on and shit. The Terakasi shit, I love that. I really did. Only because I own that game. I still have that game somewhere.
Well, there's one that also got me excited in the background of Paul Bettany's like office or whatever. I thought I saw a holocron, but I wasn't sure.
Yes.
But there was some Mandalorian armor pretty clearly on display too.
Yes, it was. You Don't Kill Me, the Crystal Skull. I was like, I don't know if they're making fun of George Lucas or not, but there's a crystal skull in the back there, and then it got blown to bits at the end.
I didn't notice.
You didn't notice the crystal? Like it was prominent, like prominently featured in his. Display. It was a giant crystal. Oh man, there's a giant crystal skull on display in his office. I love that. I was like, oh my God. But it's funny that you mentioned that because when they were in his office, I wasn't even paying attention to what was going on because I was trying to look for all these little hidden gems. The holocron, for instance. Yes, there was. There is something in there, and they went to it 3 times, if I'm not mistaken, that I'm like, fuck, I need to go back and watch this last season of Rebels, like the last couple of episodes, that reminded me of something I saw on Rebels. By the way, did you finish that shit yet?
Nope. You promised me that you'd get me a way to watch it.
I'm still gonna figure that out. We're gonna make that happen this weekend. It's not over yet.
Okay.
No, seriously, you gotta watch that. But yeah, there was something there that I was like, man, is that from Rebels or not? I gotta go back and watch it and just refresh my memory. But all right, let's lay it down, man. Let's lay it down. What was the fucking moment of truth for you in this movie? Because my moment of truth in this movie, I was like, okay, this is what makes this movie even better now. Because where do we go from here?
What do you mean, moment of truth?
The biggest moment in this movie, the reveal.
Sheer hype? I don't know. Or are you asking my favorite moment? Or
Yeah, what was your favorite moment? Like, what moment? What was the oh shit moment for you? Because it's really hard to do an oh shit moment in a movie that we know where this character ends up and when he dies. It's very hard to make an oh shit moment, right? But then they went ahead and had an oh shit moment in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think we're both talking about our main man, Maul, right?
Yeah, that's the one. That is it. I want to hear what you got to say, because this is why I texted you yesterday. We need to talk Star Wars. This was the reason.
So, Paul Bettany mentioned, like, so you know who I work for, to Woody Harrelson, and, they're kind of skirting around the name and all that, so we kind of, they were planting the seeds that it was going to be someone big. I was thinking maybe Darth Vader. I thought maybe the Crimson Dawn was working for the Empire somehow, or supplying them.
Which is not out of the realm of possibility, because the Empire did fuck with them.
And I'd heard rumors that Darth Vader was going to be in the movie. That being said, I'd also heard some rumors that Darth Maul might be in it to some degree, and I was like, I don't know about that.
But, you did? See, I had zero clue, dude.
But once the hologram comes up, and I was like, that voice sounds familiar, and like that's not Palpatine. That's and only Sith Lords wear dark hoods. That's not Palpatine, and that's definitely not Vader, and I doubt it's an Inquisitor. Oh shit, are those robot legs? And then he pans over, and it's Darth fucking Maul. And the whole theater gasped. And that was amazing. That was, because it brings so much together in like just a perfect way. They got the dude who voices Maul in the show,
Sam Witwer.
To do the voice. They got Ray Park to reprise his the makeup and stuff, and that just brings up a lot of questions for me of like, where we left Maul in
Rebels.
No, in Clone Wars, he was kind of usurped from the Black Sun gang by Palpatine, kind of.
Yeah.
And his fate was kind of uncertain until where he shows up as like a crazy hermit in Rebels.
Right.
So I'm guessing at this point he's still in charge of the Black Sun gang somehow.
What was it called? Black Sun or Twin Suns in this movie? It was weird. I
think it was Black Sun. I don't think they just directly mentioned it.
Actually, they never actually mentioned the name. They did mention it. It's like Twin Moons or some shit. Because Black Sun is what's his name? Prince Caesar. That's actually so Godzilla right there.
The Mandalorian dude.
No. In Shadows of the Empire, the Black Sun organization. That's the one. The fucking like reptilian dude. I have his action figure. I own the toy. His hormones, like he unleashes these hormones to make girls, not even girls, but people more accessible to him. I think that's the word. It's like XESHOR or some shit like that.
I have no idea.
Well, he's I don't know if he's still a part of the canon. It would be awesome if it was, but that's why that's the Black Sun organization. I don't remember Clone Wars as much with what affiliation, but if you're saying Black Sun, I'm gonna side with that.
If I remember correctly, which I might not, but I think that when Darth Maul went to Mandalore, he took over. He kind of took over the throne in Mandalore and formed like the Black Sun gang, essentially. If memory serves. And in Rebels, I think they also touched on the Black Sun Gang too in season 3.
They
When
might
they
have.
went back to Mandalore, but I could be wrong.
They might have. But anyhow, listen. Darth Maul came back. So let me ask you this real quick. See, so this was one of those things. When I saw it, I thought it was. I honestly, I swear to God, I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be Snoke. I really did. For whatever reason, I thought she was talking to Snoke, and that's how they were going to tie it all together. All right, here's Snoke at this very young time, not young age, early time, and here we can flesh out this character that we so unceremoniously dumped in The Last Jedi. But holy shit, when he fucking, because I wasn't even paying attention to the legs. I didn't even pay attention. When he pulls that hood off, and I'm like, oh shit, it's Maul. I went crazy because, again, I watched Clone Wars. I watch Rebels. You know, like, I'm up to date with my shit. The only thing I don't do is read the books, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just because there's a lot. But I will get to them eventually. But I was like, holy shit. So then all of a sudden, like, I have this, like, weird fucking, like, not a brain fart, but, like, this thing. I was like, whoa, wait. Yeah, it makes plenty sense because, of course, this is during, like, episode 3. And I'm like, wait, no, it's not. Wait, what? It's not. Like, fuck, Snoke's still, Snoke, here we go. I was like, Maul's still alive. Like, yeah, Obi-Wan kills Maul, but wait, what the fuck does this even mean? Are we going to get a Han Solo 2? Are we going to get a Kira movie? Are we going to get a Lando movie? Like, where does this fall in place? Because here's the thing, and this is what I told my boy yesterday. You don't throw that scene in there and not expect something to come from that. And not in animated form. You saw the episode with Obi-Wan and Maul in Rebels, right? You saw that final episode?
Yeah.
So we already know how that story ends. But where do we go with this? This is huge. This is huge. And I don't know if it's like Kathleen Kennedy shooting herself in the foot or setting everybody up for something that's going to be fucking epic. But I loved it. It was my favorite part of the movie. It really was, just to see that cameo, because it was like you've seen Infinity War, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like seeing Red Skull.
Yeah.
Where the Soul Stone was. I was like, oh shit. Perfect. Fucking perfect. So, I mean, a lot of people would just still cry. Did you have any of your friends be like, yo, what the fuck's going on? I thought he was dead.
No, I only went with one friend. And he's not into it like we are, but he knows enough to know that Maul survived in the animated series.
Oh, okay.
And then the other friend that I was, texting, who saw it at a different theater, he's a fan like we are.
Okay, so he got it. He was all in.
Yeah.
And I think that's it, too, because I've seen a lot of people saying, like, for instance, the people I went with, they're not all in like we are. So they were like, wait, what? Like, some of them knew he was still around, but they didn't know from the show and shit. It's just like the internet chatter. So at the end, of course, I was like, I am the Star Wars geek in that crew. There's several of us that love Star Wars, but I'm the one that watches the shows. And like I said, I go all in. So they were like, wait, how does this work? And I'm like, y'all motherfuckers ain't see this shit? Look, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch that. You definitely gotta watch how it all ends with Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
But again, the question is raised. Where do they go from here? With these standalone... Now, is it confirmed, like, this dude Mangold is gonna make a Boba Fett movie? The guy who directed Logan? And I'm like, do I need to see a Boba Fett movie? Do I really? And here's the thing. Aura Singh, she was a mother figure to Boba Fett. Is she going to play in this? Is she going to play heavy in that movie because of the name drop from Solo? You know what I'm saying? There's so much shit. And on one hand, I love it. I do. But then on the other hand, I also feel like it's tightening the universe. You're shrinking everything down. I want to be able to expand. I think that's what Rian Johnson was trying to do at the end of Last Jedi when he had Broom Kid. Let's expand on this shit. With the Force, the different powers of the Force, let's expand on this shit. Fuck, Rebels did it in this last season. Let's expand on this shit.
I think you're probably overthinking it drastically.
Is that my fault? I'm a diehard Star Wars fan.
I mean, what bearing would a Aurra Sing name drop possibly have on a Boba Fett movie?
Well, because the Boba Fett, because she is a mother figure to him.
Not really. She was helping him out. Boba Fett's a dude who doesn't give a fuck about anybody.
It's in the books. It's in the book. It's in the canonical books. And that's the thing. Because it's like, yeah, we didn't see it on TV or nothing like that. She was there, yeah. But in the books, it's explored deeper. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay. So it's, and again, I could be 100% wrong, and that's fine. But the name drop, and then all of a sudden, we're giving you a Boba Fett movie. You know, it's okay. I'm telling you, I still want, right now, I want a Dash Rendar movie. Give me a Dash Rendar movie.
And also, who even has to say that a Boba Fett movie has to take place immediately following this or immediately preceding Solo? You know, it could take place at any point between post-Clone Wars and Return of the Jedi.
Let me ask you this. Are you happy they're making a Boba Fett movie?
I like Boba Fett as a character, but I think there's better movies they could be making.
I agree.
Namely, Obi-Wan.
I agree. I think Obi-Wan's going to get dropped in the summer. I think they're going to come out and say we're doing Obi-Wan.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
So this is what I think. I think after December 2019, we're going to get nothing but Star Wars stories. For about 5 years. This is my hypothetical. For about 5 years, just a bunch of Star Wars stories. We're gonna get the Lord and Miller, not Lord and Miller. The guys that do Game of Thrones. We're gonna get Rian Johnson's trilogy, which I still can't believe he got a fucking trilogy.
If that's even still happening anymore, they might resend on that.
You think so?
Be like, yeah, I do. I think the backlash was so strong. That's probably why they gave episode 9 back to JJ instead of giving it to somebody else.
You don't think it was because they remember Rian Johnson, both JJ and Rian Johnson was approached to do the follow-up to their movie. JJ was approached to do episode 8, and he was like, "Nah, I'm done. I'm burnt out. I don't want to do that again." And then Rian Johnson was given episode 9 before the movie dropped because they loved the script so much, they loved what he did, and then the backlash, and he was like, "Nah." And then they were like, "Well, here, take this." No, matter of fact, they gave Rian Johnson the trilogy before the movie dropped. That's how confident they were.
Yeah, but there's been zero news on it since that initial announcement. It could just be another project that's just dead in the water. You know, just because it's announced doesn't mean it's going to happen. Yeah. Can you tell me with 100% certainty that you think Gotham City Sirens is going to happen?
No, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a really good comparison. Yeah, that's never going to happen. No, well, shit, here's the thing. At the end of the day, okay, the best part of Star Wars, a Star Wars story, was that Darth Maul moment, okay? At least for me, I'm assuming you, as diehard fans, seeing that, we're like, oh shit.
It was the most exciting part, but I think the movie still stands on its own without it.
I totally agree with you. I cannot argue that. This movie was entertaining. And again, the things that I hate really, really is some of the things that I hate the most in Star Wars. It's right up there with midichlorians. You do not give this dude's name Solo because he has no last name and he's a loner. That is fucking terrible, lazy, and a slap to the face of everybody that grew up with these movies from 1977 to today. It absolutely made me fucking bonkers. Because Solo sounds like a name that can absolutely be a name in the Star Wars universe. Princess Leia Organa, Wedge Antilles, Luke Skywalker, Sheev Palpatine. Like, it just fits. It's a natural fit. Han Solo. Yes. No, don't tell me some random Imperial dude gave him that name. That is the worst. That is by far. That has to be the number one fucking biggest grievance since them slicing Darth Maul in half.
Yeah.
But anyhow, listen, man. Look, bro, I want to say thank you. I'm glad we got this done.
Wait. Is it worse than Mary Poppins Leia?
See, that's where we fucking differ. I love that sequence. I love that sequence. See, you hate that sequence. I love it because it showed her. It showed how powerful with the Force she was.
We don't have to get into that all over again.
No, we're not going to. But I honestly don't believe. Listen, it's seriously. Think about it. Think about it. You're gonna be mad because she has Force powers, and again, in that movie, they expanded on Force powers. You're gonna be mad because she survived in space because of the Force. The Force surrounded her. Yoda says that. Master Yoda says that in Episode 5. The Force surrounds us. It binds us. I do not think that is nowhere near, even if I didn't like that sequence, that is nowhere near offensive as some random Imperial dude saying, "You're a loner." Han Solo. No. That is the worst. I'm telling you, that's got to be number one. That is worse than midichlorians. That is worse than Greedo shooting first in the special edition. That is by far the most egregious act in Star Wars history. That's worse than them killing Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. That is that bad in my opinion. It is the worst. And it goes to show that we didn't even need this fucking movie. We didn't need this movie, yet you made this movie, and then you made that happen. You know what? Fuck this movie. I hate this movie now. Fuck it. It's a 2 out of 10. Fuck it. And the 2 points only comes because Chewie looked cool. All right, 3 out of 10. Chewie looked cool. Lando was cool. And then Darth Maul.
Okay. You done? You calm down?
Yeah, I'm totally calm. I'm joking. It's not a 3 out of 10. I did enjoy the movie overall. I did. Again, it didn't matter if his name was Han Solo or not. It was a fun ride. This movie could have been, again, any kind of space heist movie. It's a very fun, fast-paced, enjoyable movie. As a Star Wars movie, though, they kind of fucking shit the bed in a couple of sequences. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, my final score, I guess... Damn. You know what? Matt, I'm going to give this a 7.5 parsecs. 7.5 parsecs. That's what I'm giving this movie. That's what I'm going to give it. What about you? Where do you land?
Well, it's funny you say that because aside from the parsecs thing, 7.5 is exactly what I was going to go with, too.
Okay.
And I don't even fuck with 0.5s usually. But yeah, this 7.5. That's what it is. It's
a solid, fun movie. It is. As a Star Wars movie, it's cool. There are certain things that just don't add up, but at the end of the day, I ain't mad at it.
Yeah.
I ain't mad at it. Well, that will do it, yo. Once again, nailed it. Love you, bro.
Love you too.
All right. That's it for The Force Awakens. I'm G1. That's G95. Peace.